Speaking of which, Joe Montana joining us on the program, courtesy of Guinness. How's life, Joe? Joe?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Yeah.
Hold on a
Oh,
second.
there we go. There we go. I
Okay.
got you now.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Patrick.
How
How
you
are
doing?
you?
Everything good?
Everything's good. How about you?
Good. How many Guinness have you had today?
I put it in my coffee cup and look so no one would know.
Did you eat on game day, on Super Bowl day?
I ate very little, and there was this thing that had come out while we were playing that if you had a stomach full of food or too empty, it affected your reaction time. So I tried to eat something like a little piece of steak and maybe some eggs or something, and then get out of there, and just enough to keep my stomach busy but not full, and then take a candy bar or two for halftime, and then I was ready to go.
Bill Russell famously used to throw up before games. I don't know. Did you get nervous where you would throw up?
No, I've never thrown up. That's not been one of my favorite things in the world to do to begin with, but especially before a game. Yeah, I've gotten nervous. I think we all do. And I think if you're not nervous, then you really don't care about your performance. No,
but you're not allowed to be nervous because you're the quarterback. You're Joe Cool. So you can't show that you're nervous, can you?
No, I don't think so. I think that's, I always try to be myself, but I think inside there's always that little butterfly that, you want that little bit of nervousness, because I think it shows that you care about what you're about to do, and how you play means something. If it didn't really mean anything, then yeah, I'd rather have people a little bit nervous. Too nervous, right? It affects you. But
would you rather have the lead, but the other quarterback has the ball with 2 minutes to go, or be down and you have the ball with 2 minutes to go?
I'd rather have the ball. I'd rather have the outcome on my hands than anything else. It's just, although we had great defenses, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I want to be part of that. I want to have something to say in the outcome rather than to watch and not have any input. So,
how many times did you go to the line of scrimmage and you knew it was going to be a touchdown in your Super Bowl games?
I think in some of the cases, yeah, you could just tell by immediate lineup where you were going to go, and then it was just a matter of trying to keep somebody out of a play, and you had ideas that I know was going to be a touchdown in the Super Bowl to win. Not until the ball was snapped and the safety split, and then I knew we had an opportunity.
The one to John Taylor. Now I'm behind the goalpost when you had the touchdown pass to Jerry, and it was a crossing pattern, and I could see it unfold. So I know you could see it unfold, but it was like, oh no, that's a touchdown, and you hadn't even thrown the ball yet.
Yeah, as soon as you see that field open up, and actually that was supposed to be a hook, and the hook with man-to-man for us. We had so many adjustments. When you get tight coverage, he just takes it into a cross. And so as soon as you saw that happen, the field just opened up, and it was like, oh my God, don't miss him. Just don't miss him.
What's the NFC title game that still bothers you?
The one I got hurt, because we were winning. We had a chance to go, to 3 in a row.
And that was Leonard Marshall or Jim Burt?
Leonard Marshall, yeah. That, and I think the Washington, those two games, because we thought we had won the Washington. We lost to them, and there was a little phantom holding call on Ronnie Lott on the other side of the field. So it was one of those things where you didn't have control, and, they ended up going down and scoring, and then, they went on to win the Super Bowl. But we had a pretty good team again that year. So
you can start your franchise with anybody but you at quarterback. All time.
Yeah. I don't know. These two guys playing today be hard. They're so different. I'd take them both.
You only get one, Joe.
Well, I need a backup.
Steve Young is the backup.
Oh my gosh, they're so different, Dan. You have to take Brady. I think it's hard to not to take Mahomes, but if you're looking at records and success, or are you looking at a future? If I'm looking at the future, I take Mahomes. If I'm looking at trying to win now, and you're just starting putting a team together, I take Tom. So different scenarios.
How often have you spoken to Brady?
The last time I spoke to him, we were at the last Super Bowl with the 100th anniversary team.
But is it football talk or just family talk?
That was mostly football that time. It's usually a little bit mixed in of both, but most of the time it's all football.
What's he want to know from you football wise?
Nothing. He doesn't need to know anything.
He doesn't need to know anything?
No, I think he's got it handled.
Well, when he had 2 Super Bowls, maybe he could have learned something from you.
He was on his way. It was one of those things you could tell that, what he was doing and the ability that he had to make the guys around him better. It's kind of what we're talking about with Guinness and the GOAT commercials, making people around you better. And, he has that ability. Obviously, you can see when he moved down to Tampa. Now, Tampa, yeah, they put up a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns last year without him. But, all around, he just makes people better on both sides of the ball. And so I don't think he really needed any guidance at that point. And,
we look at Brady, maybe we don't look at Brady the way we do LeBron, but like LeBron can't be as great as Michael because Mike won 6 titles and never lost. Whereas LeBron has, I always think we never give credit to the guy who got to the title game, even if he did lose. Like John Elway, it was always held against him. It's like, oh, he got blown out in Super Bowls. He got his team there. And the same with Brady. Like, you get there, and yes, you've won, but you've also lost. And I wonder about that, of how much credit do we give or do we put blame on guys who lose Super Bowls? Do we still do that?
I don't think you put blame on them. For some reason, they get kind of left out of it. Look at Jim Kelly. I mean, look at what he did in Buffalo so many times. And I joke around with him because after they beat us when we were in Kansas City, I go, seriously, you should just let us go because you guys are going to go there and lose.
Wait, you said that to Jim Kelly, that you guys are going to go and screw it up?
Yeah, we've been good friends for a long time, so I felt comfortable saying it.
You should have let us go. That's great. We're talking to Joe Montana, joining us courtesy of Guinness. I like the spot. There's some good acting there.
I think they've done a great job with trying to get a message across to people that no matter what it is, it's about being resilient and being able to fight and to come back. And there's a greatness inside of all of us. We have to find it in these times, and that no matter what you say, no matter what happens, you got to realize that, hey, just relax. We got this. We can come back from this, because we look at, you sit here and you look at it and you go, okay, let's talk about the greatest player that we haven't seen yet, or the greatest play that hasn't happened. Every time you see a great play, like with Eli, this thing sticks to me, catching the ball in the back of his helmet. And then there's something else that happens even better than that. And it's, here we are, trying to get people to realize that we still haven't seen the greatest year. It's still ahead of us. I mean, can't get any worse than it's been the last one.
Yeah.
And so they're reaching out to people to say, hey, look, find that greatness and let's help the people around us who need help. And in the meantime, they're not pushing Guinness like a normal beer ad would do. And they're talking about being responsible when you do. We've got a big game coming up, and enjoy your Guinness, but let's do it responsibly at the same time. And it's been a great partnership. And I fell in love with Guinness when girls were jumping horses, and we went to Ireland, and the horse trainer said, let's go get a Guinness. And I was like, okay. And like most people, I was thinking, wow, look at that thing, is dark and heavy, and You can't get it, but when you taste it, it's light and smooth and much different than you expect. And I expected, and I fell in love over there. And so every day after that, I'm going, Charlie, I think it's time to go get a Guinness.
Well, it's like dessert over there.
Oh no! And then them getting associated with the Notre Dame alumni and the fans just made a lot of sense to be a part of this as part of their program.
And you have the comeback, I think it's in the Cotton Bowl against Houston and this year's senior year. And I'm wondering if, like, how important was that comeback to maybe how teams viewed you as a quarterback? Because you went in the third round, and I don't know. That was a famous comeback. You were sick at halftime, frigid conditions there, and you somehow had this amazing comeback. I don't know if it had any impact on your draft status.
Um, it's so crazy about the draft because all those guys, like a bunch of teams said, well, we're going to take you in the first round or we're going to take you in the second round, and everything slips by and you're going, oh my God, am I even going to get an opportunity? And that's all I was looking for. It was hard to compete against, what they look for. They're looking for size and strength and arm strength. And I didn't have any of that. And, we're throwing the ball 19, 20 times a game. Jack Thompson coming out the same year was throwing it 50. And it's like, how do you compare those numbers? I always laugh and say, if at the combine, they put 225 and see how many times you could bench, I might still be laying there. So I don't know. I think that game was fun. And, I tried to give it away a bunch of times. And it's just like we talk about, you just got to be resilient and keep going and fighting. And no matter how bad it looks, it can get better.
Great to talk to you. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Always happy to be here. Good to see you.
Thank you, bud.
Hey, I don't see me up here. You're missing me up there.
I am?
Yeah.
Well, this is a home game, but you would have had to have come here.
Take care, man.
All right, bud.
Good to see you.
That's Joe Montana, 4-time Super Bowl champ and 3-time Super Bowl MVP.